Michael Caine, a famous British actor, went on the TV show Loose Women to talk about his new book. He expected a friendly chat about his long career, which spans over 60 years. Instead, he faced a rude and personal attack from one of the hosts, Denise Welch. As soon as Michael sat down, Denise started asking aggressive questions. She brought up a comment from his book where he said, "Modern actors have it easier than actors from his time." She twisted his words, accusing him of saying, "TV actors like her don't work hard." Michael's stated comment explained that he meant the industry has changed, not that anyone was lazy. But Denise didn't listen. Instead, she got meaner. She mocked Michael, saying he only plays the same character in every movie and that he was handed opportunities because of his looks. The other hosts looked uncomfortable and the audience went quiet. Michael tried to stay polite, saying he just wanted to talk about his book, not argue, but Denise kept going, calling him old, outdated, and irrelevant. She said he's been coasting on his charm and accent for years. Michael, known for staying calm under pressure, finally had enough. He stood up and told Denise she was being cruel and unprofessional. He said her attacks weren't about him. They were about her own insecurities. The studio was silent as everyone realized he was right. Denise tried to keep arguing, but Michael wasn't having it. He calmly said he came to the show expecting respect, not an ambush. Then he delivered a powerful line, "I've worked with difficult people, Denise, but I've never met someone so determined to make themselves look small by trying to make others look smaller." With that, Michael walked out of the studio dignified and composed. Denise tried to call him back, but it was too late. She had crossed the line, and everyone watching knew it. Michael paused at the studio door, turned back one final time, and delivered his parting words. Michael stood at the studio door, his hand on the handle, and turned back to face Denise and the silent audience. His voice was calm, but carried the weight of a lifetime in the spotlight. "Denise, I genuinely hope you find whatever it is you're looking for, but you won't find it by tearing others down. Good luck with your show." He paused, letting the words sink in, then continued, "You know, I've spent over 60 years in this business. I started with nothing, no connections, no fancy schools. Just a kid from Rotherhithe who loved telling stories. I worked in factories, scrubbed floors, and auditioned for roles I never thought I'd get. Every step of the way, I learned something. Respect matters. Respect for the craft, for your colleagues, for the people who watch your work. That's what keeps this industry alive. You call me irrelevant, Denise. You said my time's over. Maybe you're right. Maybe the world's moved on. But let me tell you something about relevance. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's not about cutting someone down to make yourself feel bigger. It's about showing up, doing the work, and leaving something behind that means something to people. I've tried to do that every day of my career, whether it was a small part in a play or a lead in a Nolan film. I came here to share my story, not to fight. I wrote my book to pass on what I've learned, not to lecture anyone. But if there's one lesson I leave with you today, it's this: kindness doesn't make you weak, listening doesn't make you small, and disagreement doesn't mean you have to destroy someone. You can ask hard questions without being cruel. You can challenge ideas without attacking a person's worth. I've faced tough critics, demanding directors, and audiences who didn't always love me, but I never let that define me because I know who I am. I'm a man who's worked hard, loved his job, and try to treat everyone with decency. I'm not perfect, never claimed to be, but I've never let that define me because I know who I am. I'm a man who's worked hard, loved his job, and tried to treat everyone with decency. I'm not perfect, never claimed to be, but I've never needed to tear someone else down to feel good about myself. So, Denise, I'll leave you with this. The next time you have a guest in the chair, remember they're a person, not a punching bag. They got a story just like you. Maybe listen to it before you decide who they are. I wish you well truly, but I'm done here. Michael gave a small nod, turned, and walked out. The door closed softly, but the weight of his words lingered. A masterclass in dignity that left the studio and viewers at home speechless.